I'm not gonna lie, the soundtracks, they slapped.
But
We can't Hercules.
Zip up to here, bro, and just like that. Nice camera action go. Yo, what's really good though? It's your girl Yezziyezzir.
I need to go. AY, you done already?
Now you're locked in for another episode of Hey Sis.
Okay, where we spew our opinions, we drop gems, facts, and if you don't like it, you already know what I'm gonna say. Kick rocks.
Okay, now I know you've been enjoying the season. We've been giving you one epic topic after the other.
Honestly.
And on this episode, we got another one. AY, what we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about the dark truths about cartoons. Listen, it's going to get juicy. It's going to get juicy.
And you know what's so funny? In the group chat, we like to talk about the topics we're going to talk about. You know, we're professionals. And AY, when you put that topic in, I was like, oh, you really going to dig deep? We're going to talk about the things,
Of course.
Okay, and I know a lot of people are thinking dark truths about cartoons, like you lot are doing too much, like it's not that deep. Sometimes it is.
That's the thing, everything is really and truly, because especially when you're a kid, things influence you. You don't even realize that. You're absorbing, you're a sponge. You absorb everything. So what you're absorbing is important. So yeah,
it's
true.
Talk about it. And I feel that, let's just fast forward to 2022. Obviously we're going to go through all of it on the timeline, but I feel like now I'm not comfortable with cartoons, only because I feel like they're pushing children to make decisions at young ages instead of kids being kids. Like they're pushing things like, you got to know what gender you are, you got to know what your sexuality is. And some of these kids are 5 years old. Just let the kid watch the cartoon, have a few laughs, maybe learn a song, and be on their way.
Yeah.
Even some cartoons that I'm not entirely comfortable with aren't even speaking English.
Yeah.
So how are children supposed to have their developmental ages when some of the things that they're watching for hours on end, they're not even teaching them anymore? Like, I know, back in the day, you'll learn your ABC or 1, 2, 3 through your cartoon.
But it's like Teletubbies, yeah. Teletubbies, they don't speak nothing, man.
I'm telling you.
And then the Google Gaga, what the hell is that gonna do? I hated that flipping show.
You know what it is as well. And what was I watching? The thing is, I wasn't big on cartoons. I'll admit it. But if there was a cartoon I was gonna watch, it was like Hey Arnold. Yeah. Which one's the other one? Arthur. Ooh, when you're walking down the streets.
I like Totally Spice. Who know about Totally Spice cartoon? Come on.
People had Sky in the house. Come on.
You know,
yo, don't
Sky.
shake. Listen, if you didn't have Sky,
Milkshake TV, fam. TV, we all had an option.
But you know what's so good of that? Back in the day, when you had your cartoons, they made it a morality thing. You just learned about good and bad, heroes, villains. So they're just trying to hone you into being good people. Cartoons now, they're pushing something else. And there's things that we're finding out about the old cartoons that we didn't see now.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like now they're pushing other stuff, but back in the day, they're still pushing stuff.
Like what though?
Like they were still pushing the ideas of like relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, when you see Aladdin, definitely.
Yeah, like they were still pushing certain things.
Disney's more guilty of that. Disney likes to present a very nuclear package to people, hence why they've turned so anti-nuclear, more left, to make people feel more comfortable with the quote-unquote new normal.
Yeah.
That's because all Disney sells is what is normal today is what I am selling. So
why can't we just be like, you know, free and not try to push something? Don't get me wrong, I love me a bit of Aladdin. I love Hercules growing up.
Yes.
But I think
and
they had, and also let's talk about the soundtracks. I'm gonna deviate a bit. The soundtracks, ain't nobody touching Peebo Bryson. Is it Peebo Bryson?
I'm not sure who wrote them tunes back then. I just know
it's Peebo Bryson, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston,
Brandy.
Brandy.
The people sang in them.
Yeah. They had some heavy hitters. They had some heavy hitters on the soundtrack.
No, I'm not gonna lie. The soundtracks, they slapped. But we can't Hercules.
Zip up to here, bro, and just like that. No, but it's what you were saying about the fact that there's some dark messages going on.
Yeah, like you know, like stuff like Peter Pan, how Captain Hook is seen as the villain cartoon, but really and truly, actually, Peter Pan is the villain, because Peter Pan is actually the one, he used to steal kids, little boys, and Captain Hook was one of the lost boys who escaped, and that's why he has a vendetta against Peter Pan. That which actually makes sense, because I was watching what's that?
You gotta break that all the way down.
There's that show called
historical, like what's it story, like how Rumpelstiltskin is like one of those things, or Hansel and Gretel. Is it like a cultural European story, the Captain Hook thing? Because I ain't never heard that.
Oh no! To be honest, I heard that from, what was it from? Flipping, like I think I saw it online or something. Somebody was talking about it, and I think I quickly like read like through it, but it made sense to me in a sense of, because I also watch, what's that show? There's a show that is on Netflix now. I think it's like Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time, and it's based with real people. And yeah, exactly. It's just basically about all this Disney, like, and all that kind of stuff. Cartoons.
Let's make this clear. These are cultural European stories that Disney is going out of their way to try and make their own. Hence why you can always find a dime store version of Cinderella, because ain't no one owned that. That is a European tale.
Facts.
They can't call it Rapunzel, because that's someone else's stuff. They have to say it's Tangled now, because Disney tried to do that fact.
Okay.
Go through, guys. Sorry, I had to say.
Because you gotta break down that Peter Pan one for me. So what? Peter Pan, because the story is Peter Pan is like adamant on having little boys around him.
Yeah, and that's really, first of all, the story is weird anyways. I used to always find that weird, by the way. I never understood Peter Pan's story as to why he was going to kids' yards and taking them from the window and then taking them to his land. I thought that was always weird as a kid. Didn't make sense to me. But he was stealing kids. That's what Peter Pan was doing, stealing kids. And Captain Hook was one of those kids that was stolen but escaped, because once you became part of the Lost Boys, you ain't going nowhere. And in Once Upon a Time, that is the storyline. Like, that is actually how it is.
Is that like season 2 stuff?
So, no, I don't know. That's like, I think I watched all the seasons. I can't remember which ones. Yeah.
Hold on. So Captain Hook, Captain Hook, he got kids around him as well. So what's the deal with that one? Well, you know what?
Yeah, he's got old men. Like, and that's the thing. And he's trying to it's basically free the kids.
Also, Captain Hook, the people around him have actually been able to grow.
Yeah. He's basically trying to free the kids. Because he don't like Peter. Because Peter is actually the rule. He's the rule, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, he's the real villain. It's not Captain. Free man like Captain Hook.
Okay, so AY's decided she wants to spoil people's childhood. Yeah?
No.
And Choma's doing some background research. So while Choma's getting receipts, while she gets her receipts, what's another one though?
Or like Pocahontas.
Oh yeah. Okay, for the people that don't know, yeah, obviously you got Mr. What's it called? Captain. What's his name? Not Captain.
John
Silver.
Smith or Silver? What's Smith?
John
Smith. Yeah.
He's a grown-ass man that's come to foreign lands.
He was a big man. Remember when he met this girl? She was technically 12.
Don't let the adultification of art in the Disney forum for you.
Yeah, just because she got hips.
Yes.
Just because she got hips in her chest.
They drew her with hips in her
Exactly.
chest.
Exactly, because she was a child.
They have an adultification. They've made her an adult via the medium of cartoon. She went never that.
Okay, so John Smith comes to Native American lands. During the period, if you look at it, it's about, 1900s?
What, 1900?
No, 18. When John Smith came to Native America, that time, that the way they were dressed.
It was probably 1600s.
Yeah.
Okay, 1600s, yeah. So obviously we know during that time they weren't there to do kumbaya with the Native Americans. They were there to wipe them out. And then he finds love.
Right,
1600s. 1600s. Pocahontas was a child, but we're told that they just found love and it was consensual and things like that. And that wasn't the case.
She died at 20 years old in Gravesend, England, and she was from I can't even pronounce where she's from.
She died at 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, meaning that she got snapped up at 14.
She got snapped up at 14.
See?
13, 14.
You see, she didn't even die old.
See, the thing is now, when I do
John Rolfe, the guy who took her.
Oh, but then they made it John Smith for the film. The thing is, if you're a parent, when I become one, I'm definitely watching all the cartoons that my kids want to watch or are watching, and my mom did that with me. I'm thinking she just enjoyed it, like, rah, she's here for a good time. And she was like,
not a long time.
Not a long time. I ain't here trying to play with you kids. I'm making sure you lot aren't watching rubbish. And I will say, my mom was raggo once. She must have walked by. She's going from upstairs to the kitchen, and she heard us watching Rugrats.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. And one of the characters said, "Oh, you're my bestest friend." My mum did the swiftest moonwalk and was like, "Yep, no one's watching this show because it's not proper grammar. Bestest is not a word.
Yeah,
that's it. We were banned." She was, and when my mum said something serious,
yeah,
you don't even want to try her. That's my mum right there.
That's good though. That's good because it's like some of these things are really rubbish, and it's not really helping or educating the kids.
Yeah,
I get it. Like, oh, people are like, oh, let kids be kids. You can let kids be kids and educate them at the same time.
Okay,
in a fun way. You're not watching nonsense every single second. You know what I mean? And like it's stuff like all these like Disney, like what they did, like pushing the whole idea of like love and how it's supposed to be, and like how women should be the damsel in distress and the men come and save you, like, and stuff like that. And it's like half of the stories, the women were young, underaged, and then
yo, I swear that was the same for Romeo and Juliet.
Well, that's a different type of narrative.
That's a different time. We won't go there. We won't go there.
What I will say is, don't worry, they've done a very good job of putting that away, because they made the first black one a frog for most of it and a hard-working cook, unlike any other princess. So don't worry.
But that's
broken it down.
That's what pissed me off. The princess and the frog.
We finally get a princess,
and she's a frog 3/4 of the time.
Yeah, 3/4 of the time. It
Why
wasn't.
she gotta be a hard-working cook trying to scrape money together to build a business?
Of course, because
why can't she just lay into stuff? Like, obviously, Belle, her life sucks. Like, her dad really sold her to a beast. Like,
yeah.
Her dad's a piece of. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just don't know why we always have to have a hard-working black woman in the car.
Yeah.
So what? It's alright to be a damsel in distress, yeah?
You don't have to be. I mean, look at Lilo. Lilo took everything into her own hands.
Lilo and Stitch.
Moana.
Her older sister was a G, man.
Moana, she was doing her own thing.
A lot of women can look at the Lilo and Stitch relationship and say, I have a sister that works and grinds like that, running home to catch me, running home to get me.
So what about Mulan?
That was you that actually saved the day. Like, it's historical. You will feel good about yourself being from the culture after you watch it. Anyway, I'm not from the culture. Let me not speak for Asians, because they might.
But they might not like it. I'm not gonna lie though. As a kid, Mulan was one of my favorites.
I was jealous.
I liked because for me, Mulan, I was like, I related to that. I was like, yes, like
it
was
cool
for once. Exactly. Not only just you're like, yes, women can do that too. Women can also help and save the day. Like, it's not always about being like being rescued and all that stuff. And it got over that. Like, I was really sick of that. Like, every single time Disney was, you're being I never really related to most of them. Like, I only like Beauty and the Beast, and that's because of the soundtrack. That's soundtrack.
Not Phil Collins. It was on
Phil Collins did Tarzan, but for that one
he did Tarzan and the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Marvin wasn't on Beauty and the Beast.
I can't remember.
He was on the original. He was on one of the.
I can't remember, but listen, what we're talking about is the fact that
Luther Vandross.
Boom. What we're talking about is the fact that cartoons, they're not as innocent as we think they are.
No. They're not, for sure. And I think you should therefore be careful about what you let your kids watch, because some of these things are very weird, and your kids can't just be just watching anything and everything, because they're sponges.
And you know what it is? You go to school, you can protect your kids as much as you like, but I've gone to school and in the playground I got sent stuff that I didn't expect to be seeing, because and that's the thing, I'm a bit iffy about schools. Maybe mainstream schools, I don't know, but I'm just iffy about schools because a lot of households are mixing. You can do the best you can with your kid. When your kid goes to school, they're mixing with hundreds of other children. You don't know what home they're coming from. And that can influence your child, especially when they're there, like, 5 days a week? 8 hours a day, 6 hours a day? I don't know. That's a lot of time.
Exactly. No, but that's true. That's the reality, because your kids spend more time outside than with you.
It's the same with work. You're going to spend more time with your colleagues than you do your family.
No, it's true. I mean, I know some people who never really grew up with, like, watching all of this stuff, cartoons and all of this Disney stuff.
I met someone that
they barely
watched The Lion King.
I
was like, where you been living?
Apparently The Lion King, technically, because
You're gonna best another bubble.
No.
Go ahead,
This
go
is
ahead.
what I heard, innit? This
Yeah.
is what I seen on the net, on the inters of net.
Inters of net.
That
Intertwining.
technically, what's it called? Simba and his missus. What's her name? Nala.
No.
Technically, that's his like sis.
That's not possible. Don't do that.
Because technically, not back in the day, but as in, because they're all like the same family, like yeah, like.
Okay, so
like-
basically what I'm hearing is
The lionesses.
Someone who's not normal on Twitter wanted to find an incest trope, and they wanted to force us to feed it because that gets them going.
hey, why get out, man?
That's what someone said. That's what someone said.
It's got a point. They say that when it comes to prawns, anything exists out there in the world. If there's a cartoon about, there's even Garfield prawn out there.
Wait, hold
so
on.
This world ain't normal.
Hold on, yeah. So lionesses, I'm sure they all got their own man. They're not all sleeping with the king.
Yeah, no, of course not. But the king, boy, he's definitely enjoying. I know he's enjoying. This is what they're enjoying.
Listen, I'm gonna let you butcher Peter Pan. I'm gonna let you get. I'll let you get a lot, but you will not butcher. My mum already butchered the Lion King anyway for
I
me.
said
Why?
call this a Disney
She was
thing
like-
today.
We watch a lot of movies. You have them. The setting will be like in England, this place, that place. And she said they come to Africa.
Yeah.
And it's animals.
Yes.
But that's what they do.
I was
But look. But it's true. Like Lion King. Listen, I love Lion King. I love
Yeah,
Lion
yeah,
King.
yeah.
I've always said that. I love it. I love this soundtrack. I love everything. But it's still the same thing. It's like literally like it's animals. It's the same way with Princess of the Frog. We get a chance to be something and we spend most of the time as an animal. Bloody hell, the mermaid. She was at least half human. She was half human, half mermaid, and then went back to being.
She was under the sea and got more human time.
Exactly. Like what the hell?
You know what it is, yeah. You know
Did you hear that they were trying to make was it Chloe or one of the Hailey?
Yeah, I saw that,
to play,
saw that.
and everyone was going crazy because they were like the Little Mermaid. That's what's it called? She's meant to be
she's got red
white.
hair.
Oh, blah blah
They
blah.
can kick rocks because when the crab had that accent, wherever that was,
Under the sea.
So the Under the Sea ain't in the Caribbean. It's still in the damn sense.
I remember it had to be a Jamaican accent that had to play the crab. I'm just saying, could have been nothing else.
I don't even like them. The
Same
Little
way,
Mermaid,
like,
you know.
the dragon,
It wasn't all that.
or the donkey.
Yeah, dragon,
Yeah.
donkey.
It's a lot of animal roles, but Eddie stays.
Eddie was getting checks though.
He was getting bare
He
checks.
doesn't know what to do.
You know what I
was getting
mean?
A lot of my favorite things were because of him.
Exactly. And you know what? You know when the new Lion King came out, like the new one, a lot of people had issues with the soundtrack because they were like, the Lion King is set in South Africa, or was it
South
Tanzania?
Africa. Well, all I know is
Tanzania.
it's South African music for the first one, so I can't relate. Like
Okay,
that
cool.
to all
So
the
they were basically saying, yeah, I don't know if it's set in Tanzania or South Africa, but they said, okay, cool, Lion King, South African, the soundtrack should have predominantly South African artists, but it had predominantly Nigerian artists. Now I can see from an advertising side of things, marketing wise, it would be more susceptible to use some of the biggest Afrobeat stars at the time, who just so happened majority to be from Nigeria. But I don't know how you feel about that.
I feel like they could. The thing is, it's like, okay, I get it. Like you're using one of the big artists and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and like from Nigeria, but the big artists in South Africa too. You just have. It's not hard to find either. Like you can find it now. Like you legit, you can just Google. You will find big artists. You know what I mean? But it's just laziness, to be honest. It's like you're just like who's famous? Who's that one that did? We used that one.
That's the thing, because I don't want to seem biased there, because obviously, you know, the blood, green, white, green and that. But I can see from a business standpoint how, if you're a business person, you're going to think, okay, how are we going to get the most people buying tickets to come out to see this film? Let's use who's popping. So your Wiz Kids, your Burna Boys, a lot of artists were on that.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing. But I just feel like, but to be honest, it was a soundtrack even, like, I know probably was good for the first like couple of weeks, because obviously the hype of Lion King is great in the first place.
Yeah.
And the names. However, it slowly died out. No one really bangs the soundtracks like that no more. Because the reality is, it's like, it's not all that. Like, if you had taken the time out to actually just put in the effort, you could have probably still be eating very well right now in this today, if you actually put into that effort. Do you know what I mean? And you would have also attracted a lot of people. More people than you attracted now than you did. Do you know what I mean? Like, you'd attracted South Africans, you'd attracted East Africans, you'd attracted a lot more people than just using, here's this quick check. use a
I'm
big
starting
name.
to think, but I'm starting to think, I don't even know if that's the demographic that we were trying to appeal to, really and truly. Because then they would have done what you did. I think maybe they were trying to be as authentic as they thought Africanness was.
Yeah.
And then appeal to more of a Western audience.
Yeah, it's like it was lazy. It was just a quick one. It was like, who is the one that everyone knows that appeals to everyone? Do you know what I mean? Who generally in the market? There, we hear Davido is got a whiskey, that one, Essence. Do you know what I mean? That one's famous. Oh yeah, what's it called? Burna Boy, he's quite popular. I heard about him. Come down a bit sometimes, do the show.
You know, it's a numbers game.
Have them in,
It's a numbers game. I don't think they care about authenticity like that.
No, but it's a shame because you kind of killed like Lion King.
But let's be honest, when people try to make a sequel or try to do a remake, it's a big risk.
It is.
Like, I remember when they put out Grease 2, I was like, no. It was a sequel.
Girl was bad, and the boy was good. Also, we're not talking about cartoons anymore.
They just I know, right?
Just to help you guys out with the topic.
They switched it up, yeah. They switched it up. But what we're trying to say is that it's the fact that it's hard to redo something that was so great. But people just care about making money. They should have left it. People just care about making money. So even with the cartoon side of things, there's some things that have dark stories.
Yeah.
Like the story about, what's that guy that has all the kids? Pied Piper, yeah?
Oh yeah, because it's a creep, yeah.
The Pied Piper is a very creepy concept. You play your tune and the kids follow you along into your little van.
Called out no, it's about pay your debts, that story. They called him to get rid of their rat problem.
Yeah.
You play the tune, the rats, what? They said, now pay me. They'll play games.
Yeah.
Pay me. We won't have no kids in this village. They said, I don't care.
Yeah.
The kids went over the hills. They never saw them again.
Well, they made it a song.
Yeah.
And it's a bit like, we're talking about kids here.
Exactly.
But
to teach kids a lesson about different things. Like the boy who cried wolf. That's a bit crazy. The boy got torn apart by wolves in the end. Yeah. But don't call fire. Don't lie when things aren't happening. These stories are dark. Because you're not actually going to teach kids with actual.
But those didn't teach. But they didn't teach much kids about that though.
They didn't.
They didn't. It did the opposite. People don't really know about. Oh yeah, it's about debt. You saying it. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't. That's not like I'm like you're talking to kids like, and they don't know what debt is.
Make it clear.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't have debt to be understanding what to clear.
Yeah, just make it
clear.
Because with kids, you see Rumpelstiltskin. I thought this evil man took their baby. Got older and say, why are you bothering this man?
Okay, cool. And then we talk about nursery rhymes like Baba Black Sheep.
Oh yeah, I heard that was is racist or something.
Yeah, it's like you gotta make it clear. But listen, we've done a lot. We've burst some bubbles. Well, AY burst a couple bubbles.
I didn't. I just said what I have heard. I just
you burst some bubbles. But before we go, we gotta give the people some takeaways. Yeah. So in regards to final takeaways with the dark truths about cartoons and just what cartoons are doing in this day and age and some agendas they're pushing, what you got to say about that?
I say just be careful with letting your kids what they watch online, just because online it's a scary place, it's a scary world there.
Yeah.
And not just on, especially on TV, online or whatever, because you just never know. Like, make sure you're just like keeping up to what they're watching at home. Obviously you can't keep up to what they watch outside of home, but where you can, do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
Facts.
Because some of these things, they're weird. I'm sorry, they're weird and uncomfortable. Sometimes I sit down with some of the like my nephew or stuff like that, and some of things I'm just like, why would you? That's weird. Why would they say that? That's weird. Like I'm like, I know that I'm seeing it as through an adult, but I'm like, but you're not. Children can't tell the difference. They can't tell the difference, so they're just taking it in.
Yeah.
And then when they get older, it just becomes part of way of life. Do you know what I'm saying? So gotta be careful.
It's mad dodge. Very dodge. I will say as well, we've abandoned the ability to create imagination, to put that seed of imagination in a child, where back in the day, even if you didn't have toys or whatever, your imagination alone could entertain you. Parents, and I know you're probably thinking you're not a parent, but I must still say what I got to say. As well as watching the shows with your kids, making sure they're not watching something that you wouldn't want them being influenced by, read books again. read them to sleep for bedtime, engage with them and say, oh, let's all read a book together. Even when you play games like, okay, let's make up a story on the go. I say a line, you say a line. There's so many other different mediums. Play a board game with the kids. Yeah, I'm sure if I walked up to 10 kids right now and I say, can you play chess? They can't. Or chess, or blackjack, freaking Connect 4. Yeah. Because they're all up on the phone and stuff. Checkers. I know it sounds weird, saying this out loud, but play a puzzle. Do a puzzle together. Because there's so many other ways to entertain your children. It's not just plop them in front of a TV. And I know it's convenient, and I know it's rich coming from me, but I will do the same thing when I'm a parent. So yeah. That's it from us, guys. You've been listening or watching Hey Sis. Make sure you're not too shy to do these things.
Like, share, subscribe, comment, follow. You're done already. It's Hey Sis.